Well, when it comes to theme parks, most of the theme park world is focusing on Epic Universe, as that is opening in just a few months, and we're currently waiting on to hear when annual pass holder previews may take place for that new park. But another park that Universal is building, not in Orlando, but is down in Frisco, Texas. It's one that I've talked about before, one that I'm intrigued by the concept because I do think this is something I could see coming to Orlando and being added to the current lineup offerings that Universal Studios has in that area. And that park is the Universal Kids Resort. That is definitely something different that Universal has done in the past. And we've seen some concept art. We know construction is underway on this. We've had some guesses as to what the lands are here. But Universal has come out and officially said what these themed lands are. So we have an article here from Blog Mickey. We're going to talk about this and give some thoughts on it. So hi, I'm Jared with Capture the Magic. And it says Universal Destinations and Experiences has revealed the themed lands that will be in the all-new Universal Kids Resort located in Frisco, Texas. Opening in 2026 in Frisco, Texas, Universal Kids Resort will feature lands themed around beloved characters including DreamWorks Animation's Shrek, Puss in Boots, Trolls, and Gabby's Dollhouse, Nickelodeon's SpongeBob SquarePants, Illumination's Minions, as well as Jurassic World. So it says Universal Destinations and Experiences, a division of Comcast NBC Universal, revealed the themed lands kids and families will experience at Universal Kids Resort, a first-of-its-kind resort specifically designed and developed for families with young children. Opening in 2026 in Frisco, Texas, Universal Kids Resort will feature lands themed around beloved characters including Shrek, Puss in Boots, Trolls, and Gabby's Dollhouse, Nickelodeon's SpongeBob SquarePants, Illumination's Minions, as well as Jurassic World. It says it's an amazing opportunity to bring these iconic stories to life for kids and families to experience and interact with each other and play together, says Sarah Gibbon, VP and executive producer at Universal Creative. At each point, we considered how we could design a place especially for kids where they could explore, imagine, and adventure with their families and friends. They'd be able to do all this while being fully immersed in some of their favorite stories, ones full of curiosity, laughter, and joy. They said, ogre-sized fun awaits in DreamWorks Shrek's swamp-themed playground built personally by Shrek. Kids can stomp, ride, laugh, and play as they celebrate the magic of friendship, warmth, and family, and power of love. Says for the best day ever, Nickelodeon's SpongeBob SquarePants, Patrick, Sandy, Cheeks, and Squidward will show guests around their neighborhood under the sea. From earning a boating license to relaxing on the beach as bubbles flow by, kids and their families and friends can enjoy the nautical, nonsensical delights. Next, let the games begin as Illumination's Minions overrun a peaceful vacation retreat. When yellow minions attempt to rein in their purple counterparts, it leads to a wave of unpredictable, water-soaked fun. Take part in this action-packed competition or just relax and watch the chaos unfold. Whatever you choose, every splash, laugh, and surprise might just bring everyone closer together. It says discoveries abound as kids learn about and come face to face with beloved dinosaurs of Jurassic World in uniquely exciting and interactive ways. The new adventure exclusively created for young explorers will be both exhilarating and awe-inspiring. Then they say it's time for the most melodic, most awesome music festival with DreamWorks Trolls. This is colorful, joy-filled, and of course, glittery fest. Guests of all sizes get to join Poppy, Branch, and the rest of the gang to bring their voices together in harmony while shining brightly. It says the merriment continues with DreamWorks Puss in Boots, Kitty Soft Paws, and Perito. I think that's how you say that. A kitty adoption drive is in full swing with fabulous decorations, sideshow games, fun rides, and festive food. For those needing a cat nap, guests can recharge in a sensory garden. Okay. And the central hub of Universal Kids Resort will feature shady lawns and interactive play areas that give kids and their families plenty of space to rest and play. Plus, guests can meet characters like Gabby from DreamWorks, Gabby's Dollhouse, in a unique, immersive retail experience. It said at Universal Kids Resort, children will have the opportunity to play, sing, dance, and discover with some of their favorite characters, said Don Cuff, Vice President and General Manager of Universal Kids Resort in Frisco, Texas. Beyond the highly engaging attractions and shows, families will find ample areas to rest and also enjoy themed food and beverages and shop for fun character souvenirs. Each of these areas elicit wonder with a lush of color and colorful environment. And to top it off, a colorfully themed on-site 300-room hotel designed with families in mind will offer a place to stay, play, and relax after all the fun of the park. And it also serves as the entrance to the park. So this is actually the entrance going through the hotel, or you kind of go underneath the hotel there, which is kind of interesting. So none of this is surprising. We look at the concept art. I mean, these were basically the guesses that I remember the first time I saw it, and a lot of people on the internet saw it. I was, essentially they kind of showed this in the concept art of what these characters or these lands would be. Very easy to kind of tell what these areas were going to be. But I do find the idea of this new park very interesting. Obviously, it's being built in Frisco, Texas, so it's not anywhere near Orlando. We've already seen Universal sort of branch outside of just obviously Universal Orlando and Hollywood with the year-round Halloween Horror Night style haunted house they're doing out in Vegas. Now they're doing this theme park down here in Frisco, Texas. So they're branching out just beyond Florida and California. And I think the idea of this is very interesting. For one thing, I think it's a thing Universal has probably needed for a while, is something to offer more younger kids and younger families. And I think the concept of this kids park is interesting. First off, it doesn't cost a lot to build a kids theme park like this. I believe the total cost of this was somewhere around $500 million. When you look at Epic Universe, that's probably costing somewhere between $6 to $8 billion, and most major theme park lands are going to come close to at least $1 billion. Usually, it can vary on what you want to do there, but it's much more expensive to build these very immersive lands versus a kids theme park that you can get by. The rides are not going to be as complex, much more simple attractions, and it can cost much less, but you're also attracting younger families, which is something Universal hasn't done historically, which is why I think the idea of this and potentially coming to Orlando is one I've talked about before. I'm not predicting that it will, but I do think if they brought this over, you could fit it over in some expansion spaces they have near Epic Universe. And I think it would be something that would directly compete with Disney and just have a very kid-centric, family-friendly theme park that families can check out, along with the current offerings that Universal is going to have with Islands of Adventure, Universal Studios Orlando, and then Epic Universe, and Volcano Bay to throw in there as well. So this, currently speaking, the way Universal says that they have 4 theme parks, depending on how you classify the water parks. They have 4 parks to choose from, one being Volcano Bay, which is a water park, and then 3 traditional theme parks. But you could also bring in this kids park that would give you 5 parks to choose from. So it would give you yet another option for people to add on a day or a part of a day to Universal Studios and attract those younger families that Universal typically has not done. And you wouldn't have to do anything in the existing parks and necessarily, make more areas very kiddie-like. And I think that's something that they may be thinking about in terms of, do they want to take more areas to do, like they redid DreamWorks Land, that was already a kid zone before, but do you want to do more areas of your theme parks dedicated to kids versus just opening up a new park that is completely dedicated to kids in that way? And I think that could be something that they could look at doing. It would be pretty cost effective, and it could be another way, again, to appeal to a demographic that Universal typically hasn't broken into much. And I do think that Universal senses weakness with Disney, and a lot of families may, they could look at that and decide, let's go over and try Universal Studios, because they do have IPs now that are appealing to kids. That's something Universal hasn't had for a long time necessarily until recent history, but you've got Shrek, you've got Minions, SpongeBob is one that's always been popular, Trolls has been popular, and there's, Puss in Boots is up there. And then you also have potentially, they could expand this out. They could do Nintendo properties in a kid park, especially in Orlando. Like, there's a lot of properties and IPs that Universal could choose from to have a kid-centric theme park. And I think this very much, in terms of how the park would look and feel, is very similar to probably what you see like the Peppa Pig park in Legoland. If you've never been there, it's a very simple park. It's not very big. It's not the most technologically advanced theme park, but it is themed to Peppa Pig very well. If your kids like Peppa Pig, they will love the Peppa Pig theme park. I think that's very much like this, except for I think it will be on a bigger scale with Universal, but obviously we'll have to wait and see on that. But in terms of Frisco, Texas, we do know the land's here now, and I'm interested in this. I think this is a park where once this opens in 2026, I think we will probably go check this out, because our son, for sure, he's into dinosaurs, into a lot of these properties. Even our daughter, she's probably borderline age of this, but I think she would still have fun here. And I'm really interested in how this park is laid out and done, especially after Epic Universe opens, and see how it compares to the current Universal Studios parks they have. And really, if it goes well, this may just be a test run. If it goes really well, then this could be the thing that tells them, okay, let's maybe look at bringing this into Orlando or other places, and maybe not just Orlando, but other regional areas, as I do think Universal is going after more of these, perhaps with these regional theme parks popping up, having their own theme parks like this to compete in those areas perhaps. But Either way, we do know the themed lands here for the Universal Kids Resort opening next year. They haven't had an opening date officially yet, but sometime next year in 2026. That's all we know right now, and that's going to be it though for this video. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel, as we do lots of coverage here of Universal Studios, Epic Universe, Disney World, and pop culture. And let us know in the comments, what do you think about these themed lands at the Universal Kids Resort, and what do you think about the idea of a Universal Kids Resort potentially coming to Orlando? And until next time, we will see you in the parks.